We live in an age defined by artificial intelligence, with robots and algorithms constantly learning and adapting. But for billions of years, nature has been perfecting its own form of collective intelligence. Today we're pitting two of the most fascinating examples against each other in the ultimate learning showdown: the humble ant colony versus the cutting-edge robot. Who truly learns faster, adapts better, and overcomes challenges more efficiently? The answer might just surprise you. This isn't just about speed, it's about strategy, adaptability, and the very nature of intelligence itself. Get ready to explore the minds, both biological and artificial, that are shaping our world. Let's start with the biological marvels: ants. Individually, a single ant has a brain no bigger than a grain of sand, with a mere 250,000 neurons. This tiny processor doesn't allow for complex thought. Its actions are governed by simple, hardwired rules: follow the scent, grab the food, avoid danger. But put thousands or even millions of these tiny individuals together, and you get something extraordinary: a superorganism. The colony itself begins to think, becoming a single, cohesive entity where individual ants act like neurons in a brain. Their collective interaction gives rise to a startling intelligence that no single ant could ever possess. Ants learn through a process called stigmergy. They don't communicate with complex messages. Instead, they interact indirectly by modifying their environment. These modifications influence the behavior of the next ant that comes along, creating a chain reaction of coordinated action without any direct conversation. When a scout ant finds food, it lays down a pheromone trail. Other ants follow it, reinforcing successful trails with their own pheromones and abandoning unproductive ones. This simple rule set leads to incredibly complex and efficient collective learning, quickly turning a faint path into a bustling highway. This allows them to quickly find the shortest path to a food source, even in a labyrinth, without any central command. Ants initially explore all routes, but those on the shorter path return faster, reinforcing its pheromone trail more frequently. The stronger scent attracts more ants, and soon, the entire colony converges on the most efficient route, with no single ant understanding the bigger picture. They can build intricate nests with dedicated chambers for nurseries and food storage, complete with ventilation systems, all without a blueprint. They wage organized warfare to defend their territory, and perhaps most astonishingly, some species manage sophisticated agriculture. Leafcutter ants, for example, cultivate a specific fungus as their primary food source, using leaves as compost. They are master farmers, operating on instinct and environmental cues. Their learning is robust, decentralized, and incredibly energy efficient. With no single point of failure, the loss of thousands of individuals barely affects the colony's operation. The collective knows things no single ant does, learning from the environment and the subtle cues of its neighbors. This constant real-time adaptation allows the colony to respond dynamically to new opportunities and threats, a model of efficiency that has stood the test of deep time. Now let's look at the robots. Their intelligence is fundamentally different. Where the ant colony is a superorganism built from the bottom up, a robot is a supercomputer designed from the top down. There's no emergent consciousness here. Instead, there's a single centralized processing unit, an electronic brain of immense power. Its learning isn't a slow evolutionary process of trial and error, it's a direct download of information, guided by complex algorithms meticulously crafted by human engineers. This intelligence is built on a foundation of massive data sets, vast digital libraries of text, images, and sensory information, all processed with a speed that dwarfs biological computation. A robot learns through a process we call machine learning. Imagine feeding it a library containing millions of images of cats. It sifts through every pixel, every variation in lighting and angle, until it develops an almost perfect concept of catness. It's programmed not with rigid instructions, but with the ability to find patterns and make decisions based on probability. This is how it accomplishes feats no single ant or even human could ever manage alone. It can scan a crowd and identify a face in milliseconds, analyze medical scans to detect tumors with greater accuracy than a trained radiologist, or perform delicate surgical tasks with a hand that never trembles. It can even venture into the realm of creativity, composing music in the style of Bach, or generating photorealistic images from a simple text prompt. Its learning is precise, measurable, and astonishingly fast. Underpinning this ability is raw computational horsepower. A single advanced robot powered by specialized processors can perform trillions of calculations per second. It can master a task by running through millions of iterations in a simulated environment. A robotic arm can practice a weld 1,000,000 times overnight. A self-driving car can experience 1,000 rare emergencies in an hour of simulation. This allows it to achieve near-perfect accuracy before ever attempting the task in the real world, a level of speed and precision that biological evolution, with its slow pace of trial and error, simply can't match. And perhaps most powerfully, a robot's intelligence is not isolated. When one robot learns a new skill, that knowledge can be uploaded to the cloud and instantly shared with millions of others. It's a collective, networked intelligence, centralized, constantly updated, and fueled by a steady flow of electricity. So, who is the smarter learner? Let's compare them on 3 key battlegrounds: adaptability, efficiency, and speed. This is a clash of philosophies: the patient trial and error of biological evolution versus the brute force calculation of engineered intelligence. The outcome in each arena reveals deep truths about the nature of learning itself, and hints at the future of technology. The ant's strength is their real-world resilience. If their path is blocked by an unexpected puddle, the colony adapts immediately. A few brave ants try a new path, find success, and lay a new pheromone trail. This is stigmergy, indirect communication by changing the environment. The learning is organic and decentralized, as the rest of the colony follows the strongest signal, reinforcing the new route. The colony acts as a single superorganism, collectively solving problems far beyond the capacity of any individual ant. A robot, however, can get stuck. If its training data didn't include unforeseen puddle, it might just stop, unable to make a decision. Its learning is limited by its dataset. This is a core challenge in AI known as brittleness. Its intelligence is vast but fragile, confined to the scenarios it was trained on. It can't truly improvise. That said, researchers are tackling this. By rewarding AI for curiosity and simulations, they encourage it to explore and experiment when faced with the unknown, teaching it to be more adaptable, much like a living creature. This is a landslide victory for the ants. An entire ant colony with its millions of individual brains operates on the energy equivalent of a few sugar cubes. Their wetware, biological neurons and chemical signals, is a marvel of low-power computation. Honed by evolution, each ant brain performs complex tasks using a minuscule amount of energy. This allows them to operate continuously, powered only by the food they forage. It's the peak of sustainable intelligence. A single high-end AI training session can consume thousands of watts of power, equivalent to running a household for days. The massive data centers that train these models have a staggering energy footprint, including the immense cost of cooling. The ant's decentralized, low-power learning model is a masterpiece of evolution, and it's inspiring new technology. Neuromorphic chips are being designed to mimic the brain's structure, aiming to capture that same incredible efficiency and bring the robot's energy cost down to earth. This is where the robots have a clear advantage. While the ant's learning is incremental, a robot can train on terabytes of data in a matter of hours. It can absorb the informational equivalent of entire libraries in a single afternoon. This allows an AI to compress lifetimes of experience into a day. It's a learning superpower that biology cannot match, operating at a pace that is alien to the natural world. A single AI can simulate 1,000 maze runs in the time it takes an ant to take one step. When the goal is to master a task quickly in a controlled environment, the robot's raw processing speed is unmatched. This is how AIs master complex games like Go, by playing more games against themselves in a few hours than humanity has in its entire history. For any problem that can be perfectly simulated, the robot's ability to iterate at light speed puts it in a completely different league. So, who learns faster? It's not a simple answer. It depends on the problem. For complex, centralized, and data-intensive tasks like medical diagnostics or financial modeling, the robot is the clear winner. But for decentralized, real-time, and energy-constrained challenges in the real world, like navigating a new environment or building a complex structure, the ant's collective intelligence is a far superior model. This comparison teaches us a fundamental lesson about intelligence. It's not just about raw computing power, it's about how that power is distributed and used. We're now seeing engineers and computer scientists drawing inspiration from ant colonies using concepts like swarm robotics to build more robust and efficient systems. In the end, there is no single winner. The ant colony represents a timeless, elegant solution to the challenge of collective survival. The robot represents humanity's powerful and ever-evolving pursuit of programmed perfection. Each has its own unique genius, and by studying both, we can better understand what intelligence truly is, and what the future of learning, both biological and artificial, might look like.